hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. I know I did. I am on the mend and I'm feeling much better. I don't know where that cold came from. It just, all of a sudden, it just came out of nowhere. Unfortunately now my husband's sick. So it's like we're just gonna pass it around to each person in the house, and I think I'm gonna have to try to set off a bleach bomb in here to get rid of any kind of germs that we've been spreading back and forth to each other. Been going through a lot of Lysol wipes. So that's enough of that. What we're here for today is, and I just lost it. Oh, it's in front of me. Remember when I bought these? I bought the blue and the red and the clear, the crystal clear. Sorry, my light is like super powerful here. Let me see if I can make that better. So I got the crystal clear, and I'm going to see how many bracelets I can get out of this. And I want to do them all this like the same color scheme so that they can be worn by themselves or worn separate. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to just see how many bracelets we can get out of one of these little kits. So that should be fun and exciting and kind of a little challenge. They're all going to just be single strand bracelets, and that way they're stackable or not stackable, whatever you want to do. So we're going to flip around here. I'll get my light turned back on and we'll get ready to go. Okay, I got that little package opened up, and it looks like it has quite a bit of things in here, and they always give you suggestions on what you can do with some of the stuff. So I'll just kind of go over what they have here. They have some large metallic spacers. So I'm saying metallic because, you know, I need to be transparent with you guys. So I know that a lot of people are saying they don't like these sets because they have some plastic parts in it. And yes, these are plastic. But you know what? It's $5.98. And if you're looking for something fun to make for yourself, or maybe you have someone in your life who is a younger person that would maybe want to start doing their own jewelry, or I don't know. I mean, I've been doing jewelry for a few years, and I don't have a problem with these being plastic. I'll wear them. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's all fun. And, you know, I definitely probably wouldn't sell a piece that had plastic in it without, of course, advertising that it had plastic in it and pricing it correctly that it had plastic in it. But I think it's fine. Anyway, so I just wanted to be transparent with you. These are the metal spacers that came with it. And yes, these are all metal ones. And then you get some bead caps. We have a couple metal bead caps. And then we do have some little plastic bead caps. They're like little flower petals. They're really cute. There's a bunch of these in there, and they are like little, they look like little icicles or like little spikes, and they are crystal, so they are glass. A bunch of little crystal beads. Some are top drilled, some are center drilled. We have a couple different shapes here, all kinds of different shapes, so this should be fun. It came with two clasps, two toggle clasps, and it came with two bead frames. And the bead frames are metal, and so are the clasps. And then we have some little rhinestone drops, like little crystal drops, like little flowers. And some acrylic beads that are painted silvery with a nice shiny coat on it. And then we have these square crystal beads, and then we have 4 of these. They look like almost like crackly ice acrylic beads. So I brought along with me a few extra clasps because I'm thinking that we're going to make 5. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to dream big. And then I brought along some eye pins. I have head pins, jump rings, and I have this Bead-A-Lon 7-strand satin silver wire that we'll be using. And look, I got it this spring for $3 at Hobby Lobby. When they had it on clearance, it was $12. That's a deal. All right, so now I'm going to just scoot all this aside, and we will get started building and making our first bracelet. I'll be right back. Okay, I also forgot to mention that I did grab some Coriana chain in case we wanted to use it, and a little piece of this chain too. So my idea is for this one, I want to create links here using my eye pins, and I want to use this chain and hang these little icicles off of it, little spikes. So we'll get going on that real quick here, and I'm just going to create a bunch of dangles with these, and we will hang them from here like little spikes. And I wonder if maybe I should put like a little, let me see what this looks like when I do it. Otherwise I might just put like a little spacer on the top too, and we'll see. So let's just see what this would end up looking like here. At first when I saw these, I'm like, what is that? Is that like a mistake? But then I saw that they have kind of like a finished edge, and there was several of them. So I'm like, well, no, apparently it's not a mistake. And then I realized, okay, so they must be like little icicles or like little spikes or something. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll do something with them. All right, so there's one. And I figured I'd hang them off this chain with a tiny jump ring. And you know what? That's not gonna look bad at all. That's gonna be cute. All right, so let's do a bunch of these real fast here. Have to remember how I'm doing these. And I'm just doing some wrap loops. Probably should have done a bunch of these off the camera. So today I went back to work after being off for 4 days, and it was a good day. You know, I appreciate having my job. I appreciate having the ability to work full time. It's very, it's a gift basically for me. You know, we have so many things that we want to do with our lives, and in the meantime, you know, you're paying bills, buying groceries, and, you know, trying to do fun things too. And, you know, my husband and I are planning on sitting down soon and talking over our Christmas budget and seeing what we want to spend. And I'm usually pretty good about it. I keep track on a spreadsheet. I list out people by names, and we come up a budget, a max budget per person, and we strive to not go over that. Now, I tell you that, you know, for the most part, we don't go over our budget. We, you know, stick to it. But when it comes to our kids, like, you know, like for example, if I said $100 per kid, so that would mean to most people, okay, $100 and I'm done. That includes stocking stuffers, socks, underwear, like all that stuff. But in my mind, it does not. So I always end up spending way more on the kids than I do anyone else. And all I keep thinking is like, man, if I'm like this with our kids, what am I going to be like when I have grandchildren? And I'm sure I'm going to have to just tell my husband, you know what, we don't need a Christmas budget for our grandchildren. I'm just going to spend what I want to spend. And yeah, and you know, the thing is too, is like our kids they don't act spoiled. They're very hardworking. They're very good kids. They're kind to others. They're just, I don't know. And maybe, you know, you guys are probably like, well, yeah, you're saying that because they're your children. Well, yeah, you know, 2 of them are biologically mine. 2 are bonus. And so, yeah, well, you might think I might say that about my own children. You know, chances are I may not say that about the children somebody else gave birth to. But I can tell you, they're good kids. They're loved by so many people, and they've always been like I could speak for my kids being little, because unfortunately I got to know Xander when he was a little bit younger, and Jacob was a teenager, and you know, my kids have always been good around adults. They can carry on full conversations. Yeah, it's crazy to me that, unfortunately, I see a lot of children that are, you know, so shy that they have a hard time, you know, communicating with people. And I'm one of those relentless adults that, You know, I'm always like trying to find a topic of conversation to talk to another kid about, you know, and like most teenagers, you get back yes and no answers. And I keep thinking, okay, well, there's got to be a way for me to ask questions to get an answer that's not a yes or no. So I've been trying to think of like little topic starters for like my nieces and nephews, because even though they're around me, they still get shy to talk to adults. And, you know, I want to show them that it's okay to carry on a conversation with one of us. I mean, you know, of course I know that, you know, adults can sometimes seem intimidating or maybe even boring to kids, which, you know, I've been there. I've been around adults when I was a kid, and I thought, this is not what I feel like doing right now. I feel like being with my friends, and you don't have time for anybody else but your friends. And you don't realize that you actually really did enjoy spending time with all those people that you thought maybe you didn't enjoy spending time with. So anyway, yeah, so that's what I do. I just try to think of things to ask specifically, like when they're involved in sports. You know, I ask them to tell me about their last game, or my one niece is a cheerleader, so, you know, I ask her questions about cheerleading, because when I was in high school, I did some cheering in 9th grade, and I loved it. It was great. I also loved sports, so I like to ask those kind of things. There's a lot of these little spiky guys. They're kind of cute. They're like little spiky icicles. And all I can think of is A Christmas Story, and the mom saying, "You're gonna shoot your eye out." That's all I can think of right now as I'm doing these. Which, by the way, all the Christmas movies have started, and I'm so excited. I love them all so much, but I have my favorites that I watch over and over. And A Christmas Story is my all-time favorite Christmas movie, like entertaining Christmas movie. I like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That one makes me laugh. And same with Elf. I love Elf. And of course, I love all like the classics, like the Charlie Brown Christmas. That one always makes me so happy, with that little tiny tree, and Linus's speech at the auditorium, and teaching everyone about the birth of Jesus. And there's so much that I love about the holidays, and everyone getting together and just being together. And honestly, like, being together is my favorite gift of all, because I know that so many times we've spent many holidays after losing someone, and it's tough, and you know, it's probably one of the hardest times of the year to go through a loss. And I feel the pain of anyone out there who is experiencing this right now at this moment, and I see you, and I know that you're hurting. And I just want to tell you that if you're listening, that I'm here for you, I'm praying for you, and there isn't one person in this group who wouldn't do the same thing, pray for you and listen to what you have to say. But don't forget, you do have people who love you around you, and we are all here, and we all need you. So stay here, be here. We need you, we love you, and we want you. That's my message for the holidays. Okay, so this is our last spike, as I went on some major Christmas tangent here. All right, so there's our last little spike. Let's go ahead and hang those on here real quick. And I'm just gonna pull out a little wad of jump rings there. And we'll get these on here. They are kind of good, like cute little spikes. I like them. All right, so let's just start, because I think I'm going to end up using most of this chain. Let's just start right about here. And we're just gonna skip like every 2 links and hang these on every 3rd link. That way it made more sense the way I said it that time. All right, so there's that one. This one will probably take us longer than the others to make. I think that, you know, doing the little wraps and hanging like little charms on a chain takes a little bit longer than the other stuff, but that's okay. We'll start with this one and go in strong for the others. All right. I cannot believe that at the end of this week, it'll be December. I really honestly feel like it should be at least August or September at this point. I have no idea where the time has gone. No idea. I guess I stay busy, and I'm constantly finding something to get into, I guess. And then also I do spend some time just relaxing as well. I know I spoke about it on another video, but I try really hard to not let chores ruin my life. I know there's some things that have to be done, like laundry. I mean, we have to wear clothes, so laundry does have to be done, and I don't have that kind of income where I can just throw away my clothes and start over. So I know there's things that have to be done, and then there's things that maybe should be done but can wait for another time. And those are the things I tend to put off a little bit. I mean, if you walked through and looked at my baseboards right now, you'd be like, oh my goodness, girl, when was the last time you dusted these? And I would laugh and say, I have no idea, but I can tell you the last time I sat down and watched a movie was maybe 15 minutes ago. So I make sure that I take some me time, and that goes along also with, like, you know, seasonal depression. I do get that with the lack of sunshine, and I have to just keep going and take really good care of myself and make sure I'm getting vitamins, because, you know, taking vitamin D helps that. So, and also just taking some time. I mean, you got to have time to reflect on things, you know, things about your day, you know, find some time for devotion, you know, for the Lord. There's all kinds of things you can do to take 5 minutes for yourself. I remember when my kids were little, I always felt like I had to be the strong mom, and, you know, never let them see me cry. And I could tell you, like, the times I would spend in the shower just crying because I didn't want my kids to see me crying. And my daughter had asked me one time, she's like, Mom, do you cry? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, it's such a normal emotion. And I said, well, yeah, of course I cry. She says, well, I don't think I've seen you cry maybe once. And I said, well, because I cry in private. And she says, why? Are you embarrassed about crying? And I said, no, I'm not embarrassed about crying. I said, I just feel like maybe you need me to be stronger. And she told me, and she was really young too. She was like maybe 9 or 10. She told me, she says, Mom, we already know you're a strong woman, but, you know, even strong women have tears. And I thought to myself, wow, okay, that's amazing that my young daughter just told me that. And I said, you know what, you are absolutely right. And from that moment on, I didn't let my kids not see me cry anymore. You know, if I was frustrated and I was crying because I was frustrated, I cried. And if they asked me what was wrong, I told them what was wrong. And that way I could validate those feelings for them too. And it helped them not be ashamed of crying. And yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I guess maybe I'd like to hear feedback from you guys. Like, you know, is that something that only I did? You know, was that normal? Is that something that maybe we mirrored because we saw that earlier on in our lives? There's so much that you don't realize that you maybe have learned from your own mom, who maybe was afraid to cry in front of you as well, you know, because she wanted to protect you from whatever pain she was feeling. And I don't know. I guess maybe I would have to contemplate on that too, and sit back and wonder, you know, when I was younger, if I ever saw my mom cry. I see her cry now, and, you know, but, you know, that's a lot of years later, and now I'm not only her daughter, but I'm her friend, so it's easier to cry in front of your friend than it is in front of anybody else. All right. So we just hired 2 new people at work, and I think it's going to be really great. We've all been kind of stretched thin, doing several different jobs, and mind you, when we're doing other jobs that we normally don't do, it's a lot of stuff that we're not getting done in our own job, and it just kind of puts you behind, and, you know, it's hard. It makes it really, really hard. But yeah, so we hired 2 new ladies, and I'm super excited. They both started today. Both of them are really nice, and I'm looking forward to working with both of them. And I'm looking forward to getting a little bit off my plate. All right, so there's all of our little spikies, and you know what? They do look super cute on there. All right, so now let's go ahead and use this little window frame and this bead, and let's go ahead and make a link out of it. So I'm really clumsy with these little bead frames. And like sometimes I can do it no problem, sometimes I'm like, oh, and I did this one no problem. No, I did not. It did not go in the hole. I got too excited. Okay, now I did it with no problem. And, you know, I'm never sure if I like them having like a little space like that, but I think I'm okay with it because it's just going to kind of slide around. This bracelet's going to have a lot of movement with all the little spikes and everything. All right, so let's just make a simple loop with this. I kind of feel like I got my voice back, and now I'm going to talk you guys' ears off while I'm making stuff. All right. Okay, so there's that. And then I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook it right on here with another jump ring. And then I wanna see kind of where we're at when it comes to the length of this bracelet. That's not my pliers, these are my pliers. Actually, I wonder if it'd be better if I just linked it onto here. Let's do that instead. I think I want to do this end because this end goes closer to the end with the little spikes. So I'm just going to find my end of my chain and link it right onto my link that I created with my head pin and my bead and my bead frame. Make sure that gets closed all the way so it doesn't come apart on me. All right, and let's see where we're at with this. We probably don't need very much. I think we could probably get away with just one more bead and it'd be kind of like a little asymmetrical looking thing. So let's do this one. Oops, I grabbed a head pin. I did not mean to do that. That won't work for a link. Okay, there's my eye pin. I think we need a spacer on this one. Let's do these little spacers. And then we're going to just go ahead and do another simple loop. And there we go. And let's just open him up and hook him right onto this one. All right, and let's see. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit big. So I'm thinking maybe, oh, I didn't have this other side closed all the way. That's what happened. So I'm thinking maybe I might trim this down a little bit and just hang, let me fix this. And then just hang some of these as like little charms on this bracelet, like on a jump ring. So let's see. Yeah, I think I can actually just take off maybe just these last few links, and that might even be good enough. And then I won't even have to worry about the other. All right, and I will say that because you guys have seen me use itty bitty little chunks of chain before. All right, and now we're just going to use one of my clasps that I have out here that I brought with me, and a jump ring for that. Oop. Let's just put this right at the end here. And then let's just hook on a smaller jump ring with our bigger one. So I just want to make sure this gets closed all the way too. So we have this going on here. And then this one as well. And then we can just hook this together. And there's our fun little spiky bracelet. That's cute. And then I think we'll just hang this little guy over here on, by the little bead frame. Okay, so there's our first one. And I think it's really cute. It turned out really adorable. I like it. All right, I'm gonna clean this up. We're gonna put that aside, and we'll put them on something for you after we're all done. So there's bracelet number one. So for our next one, I'm gonna bring out some beads here. Let's see what we have. All right, and I definitely think I want to use this pretty little toggle clasp on this bracelet. So we're gonna kind of use our other one as my measuring tool, so I can try to get them all like the same lengths. And these are really cute because they kind of go in diagonally like this. So I think these are really pretty. I definitely want to use those. And I think I actually want to use all of those on this one. And then we have some other little things here. So we have some spacers. And I think we could use some of these little daisy ones in between here, just to kind of give it a little something in between. Maybe one of these guys at the end. And then I think maybe I want to, it's decisions, you guys. So maybe we'll go right into one of these and use these silver bead caps with it. That would be pretty. And then I think after that, maybe we can, I think I would do this on the Coriana chain. So I think these, because they have this little hole at the top here, I think these would be pretty just kind of hanging down from the Coriana chain. So maybe we can use some of these. And I have more, and I'll pull out some of these little spacers too, just in case we need them. They gave us quite a few. So I'll pull those out. I'll set these aside in case we need more. And then we'll just move these out of the way, and we will put a little charm on this bracelet as well. So let's go ahead and create this one. So we're gonna need some Coriana chain. And I have quite a bit here, and it's twisted. Get it untwisted here. So I'm gonna cut about this much Coriana chain. Right about here. Just leaving myself a little extra. Not too much extra, but enough that if I mess up the crimp or something, I could take something off if I had to. And I'll put that aside. And let's go ahead and get out a couple crimp beads. I'm using number 2 beaded crimp beads for this. I'm all out of the silver crimp tubes, the good ones anyway. So I need to place an order for those. So we're just gonna use the beads for now, and that should be fine. All right, so let's go ahead and start with one end of this. I'm going to put on my little clamshell connector here and my crimp bead, and I'm going to go ahead and squish that crimp bead down. And always a reminder, when you're using Coriana chain, just leave a little tiny bit up at the top there. You can always trim a little bit off, but you don't want to squeeze this down on the very end. It could break your chain. So there's just like a little snaggy piece there I'm going to trim off. All right. And then just scoot that right inside your clamshell connector. And if you have it lined up correctly, you should be able to just squeeze it shut nice. Oops, mine just twisted. There we go. And there we go. It's shut. All right. So we have that, and now we can put on one part of our toggle clasp. So for that, I'm gonna grab a couple jump rings here. Probably use this size. Actually, we'll grab out another size too, because we could use even just a little bit smaller. There we go. All right, so we have some jump rings, and let's go ahead and open this one up. And we're just gonna hook it through the little holes on our clamshell connector. And I'm saying that like it's super easy to do, and it normally is, but there we go. And I'm just gonna hook it on to the toggle part of my toggle clasp, or the clasp part of my toggle. I'm not even sure which one is the toggle. Is it the bar, or is it the little thing you put the bar in? If anybody has an answer to that question, tell me, please. All right. Fix that jump ring. It got a little wild there. All right, so there's my jump ring. It's all on there. All right, so now we can just go ahead and start stringing. So I am going to string on this little spacer bead real quick. And then I'm going to put on this really pretty crackly bead, if I could find where the hole is. Looks like the hole's right here. There we go. Okay, so that's on. And then let's use the little daisy spacer in between. And our next bead. Everything looks so icy and frosty. It's so wintry looking. I love it. Looks like fresh fallen snow laying on my bead mat. All sparkly and fluffy. So again, my whole idea is you can wear them all together, or you can wear them separately, or you can wear 2 of them and not wear the other 2. But yeah, that's my whole idea for this little project. So this bead cap's, you know what, I guess it's not bad. I actually kind of like that. It's pretty. I'm usually not one for like seeing so much cap, but it's pretty. All right, so I'm gonna add that spacer, and I think that I don't think I want to just string this right on like this, because I think it'll hang weird. Yeah, I don't like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the smaller jump rings on these and just string them right on like a bead. So I was thinking maybe I'd get 5 bracelets, but I'm thinking it might be 3. But that's okay. 3 bracelets out of a little $6 kit is pretty cool, if you ask me. So I'll put him on and then add this little spacer. Oh, no, that's going to be cute. That's going to be adorable. I like that. All right. And I do have more beads in case we need more, so we're good here. My whole thing was I don't want to add any of my own stash to these, except for findings. Findings is one thing, but like beads and stuff like that, I want to leave those off. But I don't want to add anything else to it. So there's that one. And we're going to just string him right on. And you know, I think I might actually, let's see. Yeah, we've got all of those, so we can use quite a few. I might actually use 2 of these too, because those can hang on right in there, and that would be cute. Finding the hole in some of these beads is like, or maybe it's just my jump ring doesn't want to go through it. That could be possible too. The hole size could be different. Oh, there we go. We got it. It was just being stubborn. Sometimes you just have to be patient. So I'm the kind of person who loves ice cream, and I love ice cream any time of the year. I don't think I've ever said no if somebody asked me if I wanted ice cream. I'm pretty sure I've always said yes. So my husband went out the one evening and picked up some ice cream, and he just got me like a little pint. And it was the Haagen-Dazs, and it was chocolate and peanut butter fudge. Oh my goodness. It was divine. I now have like a new favorite. I'm usually like a Moose Tracks or Deer Tracks person, because my favorite, one of my favorite candies is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I love peanut butter cups. And so I usually end up getting something like that, but he brought this home, and I was like, I'll try it, you know. So it's basically chocolate ice cream with these peanut buttery fudgy swirls all the way through it. And if they could just make the little swirls of peanut butter, I would buy it, because it was so good. So good. I highly recommend that you get it and try it and let me know if you like it, because I thought it was absolutely amazing. And I know there's some sitting in my freezer right now waiting for me. I can hear it calling my name. So when I get off this, I am going to put my pajamas on and wash the makeup off my face and get my ice cream and sit and watch TV with my husband and eat my ice cream. Okay, so let's see where we're at. We still got quite a bit to go. I may even just crimp it off at some point and let the rest just be chain, which I would be totally happy with, because this chain is gorgeous. And, you know, why would I not want to just see this chain? Let me see what I did with the rest of those spacers. Here they are. I'm gonna need a couple more of those. All right, so let's go ahead and hang this charm after I put a spacer on. There we go. And I'm sure if I would have spread these beads out more and maybe used them sparingly on projects, like I could have probably got a dozen bracelets out of this. But I wanted to use as many of the beads as I possibly could in this demonstration. So you're getting bracelets with a full amount of beads on them. I would love it if any one of you did a little challenge like this and then told me like how many of whatever you got out of one of these little kits. I'm really curious on what people create. I think you could probably get quite a few sets of earrings out of it too, even. I'm kind of, you know what? I think somebody did do that. You know what? Now that it just dawned on me, maybe it was a fever dream. So it could have been, oh my goodness, I just forgot the name of her channel. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so old, you guys. I'm forgetting things so easily. I'll think of it and then I'll say it because, oh, maybe, okay, so Bohemian something or, oh my gosh. Anyway, she is tapping flamingo. I remember that because I thought that was like the cutest thing in the world. So I think she actually did several pairs of earrings out of one of these kits. Tapping flamingo, if you're watching and you're listening, please let me know if that's something that you did. And can you remind us where we can find that video so that everybody can see it? She makes really fun boho beads, and they're made out of like the sari silk or the cloth, or you know, and then she does like the wire wrapping on them. Cute, 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 cute. And I do believe she has an Etsy site maybe that she sells these on. All right, you know what? I think we are going to go ahead and crimp it off like right here and just let this be. I wonder if we should make it loosey-goosey like that or just crimp it right here. And then there'd be like about an inch of no. You know what? No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to put on a bead. I am going to be indecisive about things all day today. I can see that. All right, let's use this guy because I really liked him. And he takes up a lot of space. So we can use him along with, where'd those little, here they are. A couple little daisy spacers. Okay, and this is still going to be a really fun bracelet. I think I really, 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 really like this. So let's line this up with our beads and our beads here so we can see where we're at. So here's our clasp, and it looks like maybe I should just go to right about here still. So let's look at what we have. I have these really cute oval ones. We could always do that. And then maybe a spacer at the end. That's pretty. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. This is such a fun bracelet. I really like this. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, and now we're gonna go ahead and put on our clamshell with our crypt bead. Whoops. All right, and we're just gonna let those both drop down in there, let gravity do its job. And then we're just going to find that little crimp bead here in between and just crimp it down. Make sure you got a good crimp on it. It's gonna smush it. May have to turn it a little bit and finagle. Oop. There we go. Okay, so now I can cut off part of this chain, and I will save this little scrap because I will use it. You guys have seen me use plenty of scraps. All right. And then we can get this closed up like so. And let's connect our little toggle clasp thing. So we're going to use a bigger one there and a smaller one. See if that's going to be long enough. I grabbed out 2 just in case. Oh yeah, that's like perfect. That's absolutely perfect. See if I can fumble with it and get it on there. Yep, it's gonna be just fine. Okay, so there's our second one. So now we have 2. And let's see what we have left. So we have all of these left. We have a frame. We have this pretty toggle clasp. It's kind of like a hammered look. It's really cute. We have another flower. We have these square beauties. And we have some of these, which I don't know if we'll end up using because I think they kind of go with, you know what, unless we double them up and put them like back to back. I don't know, maybe we'll still use those. And then we have these. So I think we will get one more bracelet out of this. So we're going to use, for this one, we're going to use some bead stringing wire. So here's our bead stringing wire. And I just flung the plastic thing off. There we go. I'm feeling clumsy today. All right, so let's cut off about that much. And then I'll wrap him up and put him away so he doesn't unravel like the one day I was working in here and it just unraveled everywhere. All right, so we have this, and I think I want to do my bead frame in the middle, and I think I want to use one of these oval ones in the middle of that. So let's go ahead and string this one on first, and we can do our middle. Oh, I had better luck with the, there we go. Okay, so there, that's strung right on. Looks good. All right, let's not forget our spacers that we have because we have lots of glorious spacers. And then I think I want to do, kind of want to do all these on one side. And I think maybe, why don't we go with one of these spacers? Oh, wrong side. Let's go with this spacer right here. And then let's do, let's see, we have 4 of these. Okay, we have several of these. All right, I'm going to use this little flower bead cap, and then I'm going to put this silver disc right up to it. And I think I actually like that. That's going to be cute. And then we could do maybe this one in the middle here. And then a little flower. And then this guy. And then there. And then how about a daisy in between? And then the flower. And this one. And then a rhinestone spacer. Flower. And then this. And a rhinestone spacer. And our last flower. Like that. Okay, I think that's adorable. I really, really, really like that. Except for, I didn't know if I was gonna have enough, so I'm gonna take that off. And I'm gonna put this little rhinestone spacer on it. There we go. And then I think what I'm gonna actually do is I'm gonna go opposite. No, not yet. I'm so indecisive. I know what I want, can't figure it out. Okay, flower, then my spacer, and then my little rhinestone, and then let's do the spacer, and then let's do the flower, and then the rhinestone, the spacer, and the flower, and then we can just do the spacer at the end here with this little guy. And I keep knocking stuff off my mat and it goes all over the floor. All right, so there's that. And I think that looks really cute. It's really kind of funky and I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so then we have the other half of the bracelet. So let's do these little flat guys, but let's do a little spacer first. And maybe throw a daisy in between. And another one. And then let's put the little charm in between. So let's do a spacer, our charm, we used all 4 of those little charms. And they all do match each other like perfectly, like as far as like being kind of fun and funky and everything. So let's put that little guy on. And then let's use one of these to kind of break it up a little bit, like so. And then since we have a square theme here right now, let's go into these cubes. I like these cubes. And let's put on a couple daisy spacers in between those 2 cubes. And then, there we go. And then let's do a couple more daisy spacers. We're gonna use all these up. And then we can go into our little oval beads. And I might just have a few little spacers left for my stash, maybe a couple. Or maybe I won't have any at all, who knows? And then oval, oval. And I think that's exactly where it is. This is what I have left. That's what I have left out of that whole kit. And one more of these little spacers that fell on the floor. All right, so now we need our guardians and our little, yes, you know what those are called. All right, so let's go ahead and get these all set up here. And I think this side we want to have the bar on it because it needs to go inside the toggle here. Hey, I think I just figured it out. I just said we gotta put the bar on there so it can go inside the toggle. Figured it out, guys. I no longer need that question answered, but if you answered it before you watched the whole video, thank you anyway. I appreciate it. All right. So now with this guy, because we're using the bead stringing wire, we will use our crimp pliers. We're just going to crimp that down. And again, make sure you crimp it right. There we go. And then we can just tuck that wire into these two beads here. And then let's pull this down and let gravity do it. And then we can go ahead and do this side too. And I think with this side, I am going to just put the wire guardian right on the clasp itself, so that way I don't need the extra jump ring here. I will use a jump ring on the other end just to give myself a little more length for that toggle to go inside the little clasp. All right, and then we'll just put that right into this bead here and just pull it down nice and firm. All right. And we'll just, oh, I said I was gonna do that, but I didn't do it. Okay, that's okay. We're just gonna use some small jump rings. It'll be fine. Oh no, I did say, you know, I'm losing it, you guys. I'm absolutely losing it. Okay, so this one, you know, actually I wonder if maybe we should just use the regular clasp and save this toggle. It looks like I made it a little bit on the long side. Yeah, you know what, let's just do that. So I'm gonna get out a tiny jump ring and a little bit bigger of a jump ring, and we're just gonna do this way. And then when we look at what we have left, we will just have very little left. So aside of me being really indecisive this evening about what I wanted to do, I think it went pretty well. All right, you guys, sorry about that. I had a little bit of a coughing fit. I had a tickle in my throat. So I got this side on, and now we're just gonna put this side on. If I get this jump ring to act right. Oh my goodness. There we go. I was being stubborn. All right, so here's our other bracelet. Really, really, really pretty. I love it. So, okay, this is what we have, you guys. I will put all these on my wrist so you can see them all. What we have left from that little kit is very minimal. We have one toggle clasp, 4 daisy spacers, and 2 of these spacers. Okay, sorry, make that 3 of those spacers. I found the other one. All right, so this is what we have left from that little kit, and I am going to put these on and show you what they all look like together so you can see them. Sorry about having to pause the video a couple times there towards the end. I think I did too much talking today. And my throat's like, no, that's too much right now. All right, so these can definitely be worn together, or they can definitely be worn separate. Very cute. Look at all this sparkle and like bling. This one's a little bit on the big side, but I'm okay with that. All right, there you go. So that was all of them. Now we do have 3 bracelets from a kit from Jesse James Beads, the window, what is it called again? The window box bead kit. That's what it's called, and it's available at Walmart. I know that the last time I did it, I did put links in my description, and I will link it too. If you end up getting some kits and you make some things out of it, let me know what you think. And that's it. So I hope everyone has a good evening. I am going to go get my ice cream and my pajamas on and sit down and relax for the rest of the evening. I hope you guys all have a beautiful night, and I pray that your day tomorrow goes by really well. God bless.